Guys, I searched far and wide. And finally, I have the unicorn in hand. Let's talk about it. What's up, YouTube? It's the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. We talk about fragrances on this channel, but I also like to talk about grooming, style. Just making sure you look good and smell great. That's what we talk about on this channel. So if you're into looking good and smelling great, make sure you hit subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting the bell icon as well, so that way when a new video gets uploaded on YouTube, you get notified. Guys, I'm super excited about this video. I'm going to be talking about a singular fragrance, and I know that in today's YouTube fragrance landscape that singular reviews don't get as many views and stuff like that, but I don't care. I was absolutely astounded to find that a fragrance this good did not have not one single solitary review on YouTube. Not one. And that's crazy because this fragrance is phenomenal. I'm gonna run the intro. I'm gonna talk about my acquisition of it and the whole nine, that whole experience when I come back. But guys, you are in for a treat. So if you want to hear my thoughts on this unicorn that I am so happy to finally have in my possession, then you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's jump right into this video. Guys, the fragrance that I'm referring to is the last fragrance that I needed to complete the Zodiac collection from Boadicea The Victorious. There are going to be, I think, 12. There are 11 that are out right now. I think the only one that has not been released yet is Snake. Now, Boadicea The Victorious did a collection of fragrances called that really represent the Chinese New Year. So I have all of them, or had all of them in my collection, except for the Chinese New Year of the Pig, which was a fragrance called Moccus. It was difficult to get this fragrance because the fragrance is discontinued. Boadicea The Victorious, I actually had, shout out to He Smells Like Rome. I reached out to him because he's been collecting Boadicea for a long time, knows personally one of the owners of the brand, and had him reach out to some of his contacts, and they told me they even went to the warehouse. They had somebody go look in the warehouse to at least see if they can find a partial bottle or a tester, and could not even find it. Needless to say, I was kind of feeling dejected, but I am in a Facebook group, guys. That's one of the things. If you have a certain brand that you love, try to find a Facebook group where, you know, they talk about that particular brand. So I'm in a group on Facebook that talks about Boadicea The Victorious. And shout out to my man, Daquan Gaddies. I think that's how you pronounce his name. If it's incorrect, man, I apologize. But man, I posted in the group that I needed the fragrance, and I won't go through the whole story, but he came through for me like Jordan in the fourth quarter and got me a partial bottle of this amazing fragrance. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the bottle. This is Moccus from Boadicea The Victorious. Again, it represents the Chinese New Year of the Pig. I think this is probably about, you know, about 65-70% full. And man, guys, this fragrance is absolutely heavenly. It's heavenly, seriously. I can't tell you how good this is. I've never smelled anything. I definitely don't have anything in my collection that's anything like this. And it is such a unique fragrance. I have never smelled opening in a fragrance like this. And it's not anything that's like a super mass appealing kind of scent profile. It's just my kind of fragrance. And to smell as many fragrances as I have at this point in my journey, I just sprayed it on my hand. Look at the mist. A lot of oil concentration in this. But to smell as many fragrances as I have in my journey, and to come across a fragrance at this point that I've never smelled an opening like this, and for it to be that unique was so refreshing. The opening of this you're gonna get is really earthy, it's powdery. It's a slightly kind of green nuance in there, and I think that's coming from the juniper berries. So earthy, powdery. And woody. That's the way I would describe the opening of the fragrance. But in the background, even when in the initial spray, in the background, there's this almost mouth-watering gourmand element that's already kind of introducing itself into the composition on that initial blast. But this initial spray, this opening is unlike anything that I've ever smelled in any other fragrance. It is super unique. You get the lavender, you get the spiciness that's in there from black pepper. I think, like I said, there's slightly kind of green piney nuances coming from juniper berries. And you get this really earthy note of orris in here. So sometimes orris can come off a little bit powdery in a fragrance. This one is really earthy, and it really creates this balance and this unique combination of these notes to create an opening of the fragrance that, again, I've never smelled anything like this before so far on my fragrance journey. Now, guys, as the fragrance starts to dry down, you really start to get a lot of those sweeter elements that this fragrance has to offer. One of the things that was so compelling to me when I was looking at the note breakdown on this, and I knew I had to have it, I was looking at the note breakdown, and I was always curious to find out how these notes would mesh together and how they would play together, and it's perfection, seriously. When I smelled this, I was so taken by the opening, and then when I sprayed it and I got a chance to really experience it, the dry down, the transitions, I started thinking, seriously, could this be top 10 in my entire collection? Not just in my Boadicea collection, but in my entire collection. And it's seriously, for me, is pushing its way to the top as one of my favorite fragrances in my entire collection. So when that sweetness starts to come in, and the sweeter elements I'm referring to, there's tonka bean in here and caramel. And those are two major players in the fragrance. You also get some leathery nuances here. A slightly green element is continued to develop in this fragrance because there's violet leaves as well in the heart. So that really kind of helps to support or carry that slight greenness you got in the opening from the juniper berries. And I think it just kind of, that note to me, the green element here kind of helps to create a balance in the fragrance so it's not like just super overly sweet, because it never goes super overly sweet. And I think that's what lavender does as well, because if you look at a fragrance like New Harlem from Bond No. 9, it also has lavender. So while you have this kind of syrupy sweetness to it, I think when lavender is there, because it's such a kind of clean note, it helps to kind of balance out fragrances that would otherwise be extremely or overly sweet. But there's also some slight leathery touches in this fragrance as well. Again, it's just blended to perfection. Love the unique opening, and the dry down is probably still my favorite part when we get to the leather, the caramel, the tonka bean. It's an amazing fragrance. Another beautiful ambery touches on the dry down as well. Guys, I'm telling you, this is a masterpiece, and I do not say that lightly. I don't take that lightly when I use that word. This is an absolute masterpiece of a fragrance. I'm gonna show you guys the bottle again, because it's gorgeous. Look at that. It's just gorgeous, man. On the cap, of course, also you have the pig on the cap. Moccus, the name of the fragrance, on the back. Guys, it's just an absolute stunner. It's an absolute stunner. Again, I'm super happy to have it in my collection. Again, shout out to the Quan Gaddies for actually selling me this bottle. I sincerely appreciate it. The performance on it is absolutely nuclear. It's absolutely nuclear. 8+ hours, easy. I really, obviously, would prefer to wear this fragrance as kind of scent profile in the fall and winter, so we don't have that much longer to wait. But I have been testing it myself inside, and performance on it is absolutely crazy. And I'm really curious to see how it's going to perform in the cold. I have no question that it will stand up in the cold, man, but I had to come on and talk about this masterpiece of a fragrance again. It is crazy to me that there is not any reviews on this on YouTube, but now there is. This is a fragrance that I hope and pray one day Boadicea The Victorious brings this back out, makes some more bottles, because I need a backup. I need a backup because it is that good. But anyway, just wanted to come on, guys, and give my thoughts. I have secured the bag. I have this unicorn, Moccus from Boadicea The Victorious, in my collection. I'm super excited. But that's all I have for you guys today. As always, I sincerely appreciate your time and attention to these videos. I know you don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to what? Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you are sharing these videos out to some other folks that you think could use the information, find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darian. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance guy. I love looking good, smelling great. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.